Trump's mentee, J.D. Vance, was proving that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He was doing an interview on CBS, Face the Nation, in which he was grilled on immigration, notably the claim that America was founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded by...
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world.
Really good response from JD here, and I'm glad he got this settler word in, because just at a very literal historical level, America was not founded by immigrants. That's just a lie. The libs say it all the time. They've been especially saying it since the middle of the 20th century onward. But that is just part of the liberal mythos. That isn't real. America was founded by settlers. This isn't ambiguous. We have the records. We know the history. There's a cigar company named after the people who founded America called Mayflower Cigars. Great cigar company. We also have the Zycar lighter available right now. We have some in stock. If you want it, go get it now. If it sells out, I don't want to hear about it. It's a sidebar. The Pilgrims on the Mayflower were not immigrants. They were settlers. Many of the other people who came were settlers. They came to a new land. They settled treaties with some of the people who were still there, even though it was a largely barren land, but there were still some people there. They established treaties, they had alliances, they fought wars. Sometimes wars were launched on them, and ultimately they conquered and won. And back in those days, we still had a notion of the right of conquest, the law of conquest. And then now we have a country. There is very, very little similarity between the settlers who came on the Mayflower and some MS-13 gang member who hops the wall on the Rio Grande and comes into America to bring very, very little in common. Some would say almost nothing in common. Okay, so JD here, he's saying, look, we were founded by immigrants in part, but it's also settlers, you know. And so immigrants have played a big role in America. Half my family came over on the Mayflower. Half my family came over on a sardine boat from Italy, okay? They were immigrants. I'm not knocking that immigrants have contributed to America, but please stop repeating this ridiculous canard that we were founded by immigrants. We were not. Even if we were, that wouldn't mean that we need to take 10 million of them all the time, you know, coming over from dubious circumstances, working with dubious criminal organizations. Nobody needs that. But the interviewer here presses the point, and this is where JD had, and I know this word is overused, but I think you need it here. He had an iconic response.
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary concern as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's not good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
There it is. There's the mic drop. I really don't care, Margaret. So first of all, JD is so good at this. I think this is going to be a big feature of the second Trump administration. Trump is going to send Vance out to do a lot of these shows because Vance is really, really good at sparring with the journalists. Trump is quite good at it in his own way, but Vance is really, really good at being precise. He knows the party line. He's obviously deeply educated and intelligent, and he's articulate. He's just really good at this, okay? I could see this being a huge part of the vice president's role in the second Trump administration. And that's what he grills her on here. She says, well, actually, they're vetted immigrants, okay, and they're all vetted. And he says, yeah, what about the guy who just performed a terrorist attack? That guy was supposedly vetted. Okay, that was a really particular case, and I don't think that really counts because he was wearing a blue T-shirt, and it wasn't like a beige T-shirt, and he had just gotten a haircut. And he was having a rough day. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and he just cuts her off. He says, I really don't care, Margaret. We're not going to let him in. Okay, that's it. That is the response. That needs to be the Republican response to all of these people.
Go to HometitleLock.com, use code Knowles25. Did you know that American homeowners have over $32 trillion in equity? It's a lot of money. Criminals are targeting that with a growing scam that the FBI calls house stealing. Scammers can transfer your title out of your name using a one-page document they file at the county. Then they take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back. And the most concerning part is you won't find out about it until collection or foreclosure notices start arriving in your mailbox, leaving you with a financial and legal nightmare. The best way to protect your equity is with Home Title Lock's exclusive $1 million triple lock protection. This service offers 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud should occur, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. Good news is we have partnered with Home Title Lock to offer you all 25% off their services. Go to HometitleLock.com, use promo code Knowles25 to save 25%, and you will also get a free title history report to ensure you are not already a victim. Make sure you check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. That is HometitleLock.com, promo code Knowles25. Do not become a victim. Protect yourself now. HometitleLock.com, promo code Knowles25.
Make America Great Again is probably the greatest political slogan of our time. Just below that is I really don't care, Margaret. Yeah, we're not going to do it. The arguments I've just made are really good, Margaret. And you're being obtuse and you're keeping your head in the sand. And that's fine. I guess that's your prerogative. But we just won unified government from the American people. And most people don't want some face-tattooed criminal illegal alien in their neighborhood. And look, I don't have to deal with it because I'm like a rich, powerful guy, but I care about my country unlike the rich, powerful liberals. So if I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force other Americans to have it for their kids. And I just really don't care, Margaret. I love it so much. There was a clip years ago, also on CBS actually, of Scalia talking to Leslie Stahl. And Leslie Stahl was asking Scalia to explain how torture was not cruel and unusual punishment. They said, well, it's because it's not punishment. It's a tactic to get information, but it's not punishment. And she couldn't process this. She said, it's like you're trying to beat the you-know-what out of him. And she's just stammering over her words. And at a certain point, he cuts her off and says, well, anyway, that's my opinion, and it happens to be correct. And this is the new version of that. Yeah, well, anyway, I really don't care, Margaret. We're deporting them. I'm sorry that you're so upset that we deport face-tattooed Mexican Satanists and Taliban members. Yeah, I know that upsets you, but I really don't care. That was a great clip. Stop, ring the bell, boom, boom, big, bam, subscribe. See you next time.